how cute is this? We are flying out to Cape May, New Jersey to see and celebrate his great grandpa's 100th birthday. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to fly with a baby, everything you need to do to prepare, and what to do on a flight to have a fun, safe flight. This is Landon. He's 5.5 months old, and we're about to hop on his first flight ever. But let's rewind and see everything I did to prepare us to get to this point. What's up, Explorers? My name's Chelsea, and you're watching my channel, Chelsea Explores. Now let's go hop on a flight. I figured I did so much research on all the things you should do and should not do when flying with a baby, so I figured I'd make my own video because why the heck not, and show you all the tips about what I recommend you bring and maybe even don't bring when flying with a baby. Now I'm gonna try to kind of be a minimalist here. I don't want to be the one bringing a crap ton of things, although the list is already getting pretty long. There's just like some essentials that I just feel like I can't live without. One thing I found that people Googled a lot is it necessary to actually bring your car seat on the airplane? And although it's not, apparently studies show that it is a bit safer. However, the trick here is we did not buy an extra seat for Landon. We're gonna hope for the best. Hopefully it's not a full flight, and hopefully they can add it on for free. I need to look up to see if my car seat is compatible with airline, but we're gonna look at mine. I have the Nuna Pippa. Somewhere on here there should be a sticker that says if it is FAA approved. I found it. So as you can see, it says this restraint is certified for use in motor vehicles and aircraft. In order for you to actually bring your car seat on the airplane, it needs to say that. We are also going to pack the pack and play. That's what we plan to have him sleep in. We are staying in an Airbnb. It is not an Airbnb that offers any kind of extra baby stuff or supplies, whereas hotels actually might offer a pack and play. If you didn't know that, I would just bring an extra sheet or something. Honestly, we have the Graco pack and play, but I might start looking into other options for pack and play because this thing is just huge to travel with. I think there might be other options out there that are smaller. FAA does not consider a pack and play or a travel bed crib as an item that is necessary for a child. Dumb. That means you have to check it. My tip is find a suitcase big enough, put it in that suitcase. Check that one suitcase, and you're gonna have to put some other non-heavy items in it, like clothes. Okay, that literally I think was made for suitcases. It fit perfectly. If you are going to be somewhere that sells diapers, don't bring that many diapers. Bring enough to get you through the plane ride and a few extra that'll get you through to the time you get to the grocery store. Another tip is packing cubes. I love packing cubes. I will link these in the description box below. They just kind of keep everything organized, and since baby clothes are so small, I think packing cubes are a great idea. So we're gonna pack up the clothes that I'm bringing for baby Landon and put it in our suitcase with the pack and play. I'm gonna do the same thing and use a packing cube to take on the airplane with us with all his toys and extra clothes. Now let's go hop on a flight. Good morning. Wow, it's early. It's officially 3:42. Tell me again why we booked a flight this early. I have a feeling Landon might not sleep on the airplane. We're gonna be tired. Anyways, excited for the first flight. I would show you Landon, but I'm gonna try to keep him asleep in his car seat. We're gonna finish getting ready and go.
Sunny days, no clouds in the sky, about to get away. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me 'cause I'm gonna be on break. Sunny day, make way. All the stress and doubt, yeah, not today. Feels like it's been a freaking decade. Sorry, don't call me 'cause I'm gonna.
Now let's talk about some tips for when you actually arrive to the airport and get on the airplane. Again, for reference, we were flying from San Diego to Cape May, New Jersey with a 5-month-old. My first tip is sweet and simple: arrive with plenty of time. When you have a baby, as we all know, things take a lot longer, so arrive early. Tip number 2, if possible, I would recommend purchasing a direct flight, even if it costs a little bit of extra money. Trust me, it is not worth it to have a layover where that second flight ends up getting delayed or maybe canceled and then you're stuck in an airport. My third tip is gonna save your life. Have TSA pre-check, especially if you are flying alone with a baby. Again, I say it's worth the money. Speaking of TSA, my fourth tip, when going through TSA, I recommend that you have everything ready to go prior to getting in the line. My personal recommendation is to baby wear, because you can wear the baby on you as you walk through the metal detector. Just so you know, everything has to be off your stroller, including the car seat if it does attach to the stroller. Keep everything contained until you get through that security line. Tip number 5 is if you're traveling with a small baby like I did, I recommend bringing a stroller that has one of the click-in car seat options. Consider only bringing the car seat instead of the actual stroller portion. We personally brought the Nuna stroller and just the car seat attachment, which made it one less thing to carry throughout our entire trip. Tip number 6, your stroller and your car seat can be gate checked for free. So take these items with you all the way to the gate, grab that little gate check ticket that the gate agent gives you and bring it down the runway, drop it off right before you board the airplane. This is going to help tremendously when having a stroller and walking around the airport. Plus, it's just a great place to store things. Speaking of car seats, tip number 7 has to do with something I mentioned previously. Sometimes you don't have to book an actual seat for your child. You can head to the gate agent and ask if there are any extra seats on the flight so that you can bring on your car seat. However, with this option, you do need to be okay with the gate agent saying no and then just now having a lap infant and not being able to use the car seat. This is what happened to us, so we just held Landon on the way there and on the way back. Thankfully, on the way there, we had an open middle seat, so he got to lay down, but on the way back, we had to hold him the entire way. I did bring large trash bags in case that scenario were to happen, so that our car seat was a little safer. You can purchase car seat bags, but the trash bag did wonders for us. However, I do recommend purchasing a bag for your stroller. Things get tossed around pretty badly at the airport, so this is gonna save your stroller from getting scratched up and potentially even broken and lose parts. Plus, the stroller bag is actually a good place to like lay your baby down in on the airport floor. It's a little bit cleaner. It's another tip. You can add items to your stroller case, like extra snacks or jackets or just extra items. Technically, this is not allowed, but I've never had a gate agent ask to look in my stroller bag, so you can stuff extra items in there. All right, let's wrap this video up and talk about all the things that you should do while on the airplane with your baby to have a safe and hopefully fun flight. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep this part short and sweet. There are 7 tips, so let's get into it. Tip number 1, now a lot of people recommend is schedule your flight during nap time. We did try to do this, but honestly, I say it's not that necessary because you never know when a flight is gonna get delayed, like our flight home that got delayed by 3 hours. Tip number 2, which I think is the most important tip, try to time your baby's feeding for takeoff and landing. If they are hungry, feed them. Try using a passy to help that ear pressure. If they're asleep, let them be. It'll figure itself out. Tip number 3, I recommend bringing baby headphones. They really help with noise. We sat in the back of the airplane so you could hear the toilet flushing. It was extremely loud during takeoff. There was a baby in the row in front of us who pretty much screamed the entire flight. I feel for that mom. The headphones on Landon, he didn't even notice it. They're noise canceling. I'll link them in the description box below. Tip number 4 that I got questions on are snacks. Not really necessary for us at this time. He was only 6 months old, so we didn't bring snacks. I'm sure I'll make another video for what I do when we fly, when he's older, and snacks are necessary. Brings me to the question about formula and breastfeeding. I had a lot of questions about that. We are doing strictly formula. I brought our portable formula carrier. I'll link it in the description box below. It is perfect. And I also packed an entire extra can of formula in my carry-on because you never know what can happen with those flights, so I want to make sure to have plenty of formula. As far as water goes, I just purchased a water bottle in the airport and used that to fill up my baby's water. The flight attendants can also give you water or heat up the water if you need it for formula. 5, toys. Again, not that necessary, like snacks. 6-month-olds are pretty entertained by anything. We brought one of those crunchy books for him and one of the teething toys because he is teething, and that pretty much kept him entertained the whole time. Tip number 6 was extremely helpful. We brought our portable sound machine. We used the Hush. I'll link it in the description box below. It just provided some consistency for Landon. He knows that that sound means nap time. My last tip, which is extremely important, bring extra clothes for baby and for you. You may not think this is necessary. The baby that was crying in the row in front of us also threw up on mom, and mom didn't have an extra pair of clothes, so it smelled like vomit the rest of the flight. I'd also recommend packing an extra like plastic baggie to put those smelly clothes into. Those are all my tips broken down into how I prepared for a trip, what I do at the airport, and what I do on the airplane to have a safe and fun flight with baby so that hopefully you want to fly again. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you again next week for another fun video. Bye!